Okay, so over the last 36 hours or so, I have seen so many people on the left freaking out. Now, I'll admit, at first, it made me laugh. But the problem is, these people actually believe what they're saying to the point where it's bringing tears to their eyes. So let me just hopefully try to dispel some of these uh, unfounded claims that you guys are making. First off, you guys say Trump is going to take away female rights. He's actually going to help keep them in place. You see, you have the right to use the bathroom freely. You have the right to use your locker rooms freely. You have a right to your spaces, to your sports. Okay? You don't get the right to take a life. Okay? And until we can come to some sort of cohesive agreement in this society, that's what it is. Because you have not put forth a compelling argument as to why it's not. Now, I've had people say, well, because of your skin color, you don't have to worry about cops. Okay, first off, false, because in high school I was actually pulled over and had a gun drawn on me by a female cop while my mixed buddy was right next to me and he was fine. Okay, what did I do? I got on my belly and told her my wallet's in the back pocket because the reason that she pulled her gun out on me was because I reached for my wallet in my back pocket. I understood it right away and I was like, it's not worth losing my life because she's going to be justified. Okay. Now, you also have to consider the fact that looking at the statistics for the crime rates, your arguments do not hold any water because people like me commit way less crime on average, by the way. Okay. You can have 100 people in the room and you can say that room is, trouble. They're the ones going around stealing, but it's really like two people in the room. Okay. So I'm not saying anything about anybody because of your skin color. I'm saying statistically, you are more of a threat when I don't know you than somebody who looks like me. It's just the way it is. Okay. And I'm sorry. I really am. But that's not my doing. It's not your doing. It's people that look like us, right? But you also have to consider the fact that almost 20 times the amount of people, or 10 times the amount of people getting shot, look like me versus the other way around. Even though we commit less crime and there's more of us, which means we should be stopped way less frequently, but it's not. Okay, so that argument goes out the window. Now you sit there and say he's going to take away, immigration status and stuff like that. I think we should. For certain people who broke into our country, their very first act was committing a crime. Okay, they're not trustworthy. Oh, they they were seeking asylum. Well, when you seek asylum, you're supposed to remain in the nearest country to you. So that means if you're in Mexico, sure, if Mexico is in a war, you come to the United States. However, if you're in Panama, you don't go and skip over all those other countries to get to us, let alone going across an ocean. Okay? So, yeah, we need a mass deportation. Considering all the crime that has gone on that we know of that is permitted by these illegals, these criminal aliens, right? So we do need a mass deportation. Now, I also think that a lot of people claiming refugee status and asylum, they shouldn't have been granted it either. So I'm not that mad about looking into those things either. Okay? You sit there and say that he wants to put everybody in camps. AOC literally said and called for putting Trump supporters in re-education camps. So you guys are just projecting. Also, let me just clarify, we have already seen what a Trump term looks like. We have seen what a Kamala Harris / Joe Biden, but she was, as Joe Biden said, the last voice in the room before he made a decision. And once again, he hasn't been coherent in the last 4 years. So who's really calling the shots? If it's not her as vice president, who is the one that's been calling the shots while Joe Biden has been going through dementia? So either they're exposing that they're all pawns, or she's actually the one who's dragged us into this, all these wars, dragged us into a horrible economy, immigration's through illegal immigration is through the roof. It's because of her. Or somebody pulling both of their strings. Either way, she's not a viable candidate for the United States presidency. All right? Then you guys want to sit there and, well, there's some things I suppose I shouldn't talk about because you guys, these videos been getting striked, but you guys have nothing of value to add as to why you believe Donald Trump is going to ruin the world. We have already seen what both people can bring us. And yet everybody's complaining more now, or the last 4 years, than they were under Trump. At the very worst, Trump sent mean tweets. I'll take that over a weak, feckless government any day. There's a reason why these wars weren't getting started. There's a reason why jobs were going through the roof and people were bringing home money. It's because Trump understands business. He understands how to make money and how to keep his employees happy. Because that's essentially what we are now because of people voting for these things. We are essentially employees of the United States government. We pay all their salaries, we do all the work, and they reap all the benefits. So that's unfortunately where we are. And Trump's a businessman. So yeah, he's going to give his employees more money to keep them happy and keep them working. Okay? He's not up for giving free stuff. Sure, we shouldn't be. Even in the Bible, it talks about he who does not work shall not eat. Why? Because anytime you're eating without doing any work, you're stealing from somebody else. Somebody else either had to sow the grains, they had to plant the seeds, they had to do the harvest, they had to, water and keep the vegetation growing. And at the very least, you would have had to pick whatever it is. But if you didn't do any work, that means somebody else had to have picked it for you. See, work can just, even if it falls off the tree, work could just be walking up to, to whatever it is on the ground, whatever apple or orange or whatever, picking it up. You did the work to grab it. But the point is that if you want to sit on your butt and have things brought to you, that's not the way the world works, because that is ungodly, that is unrighteous, that is stealing and breaking the commandments. So even this argument that, oh, Trump's the Antichrist, he's going to, destroy the world. How? You understand that he's already broke down, and brilliantly, by the way, how he would stop the Ukraine and Putin war, right? He literally said that he would call Zelensky, say, you're coming to the table or we're pulling our funding. And then he told Putin that they're going to come to the table or we're going to fund Ukraine through the roof. It's that simple. And you want to know why it's probably going to work? Because he backed Putin off before. Him and Xi Jinping. He said, if you guys don't, if you invade Ukraine or if you invade Taiwan, I am going to nuke you. And he said, they might have only believed me 5%, but it was enough because they didn't do anything until he got out of office. You see, there's no reason why you should be crying. Okay? Either you have not been paying attention, which is your fault, or maybe you're in an echo chamber, which in that case, that's why I'm doing this video, because I want you to understand that everything that you're feeling anxiety-wise is man-made and a fabrication of reality. It's not true. Okay? And if we're really going to get down to it, he's not Jesus. We all know that. At least most of us know that. Okay? But at the same time, it does talk about how there's going to be 144,000 righteous. There's going to be 2 different witnesses that are going to come and prophesy. In other words, in the end times, Jesus isn't the only important figure. There's others that will lead and pave the way for Jesus, just like John the Baptist did. Now, I'm also not saying that Trump is John the Baptist or Elijah, but there are very, very, very important things that are going on that he is taking the reins and being the leader of. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We are seeing an unveiling. And that's what Revelation is unveiling something. God is unveiling something to us.